What's up, YouTube? Been quite a while since I've done any kind of video, so I thought I'd go over some changes I've made to the Vaquero since you saw it for the first time. Let's see, first of all, bought it April 27th. Today is August 7th, and we've got 6,164 miles on it. I think it had 61, 62 miles on it when I bought it. So not too bad there. Let's see, we'll just start from the front and work our way back. I put a 12-inch windshield on it, because that 6-inch that it came with was just ridiculous. Got all kinds of wind resistance on my head, or on my helmet. It came with that little chrome strip, which I'm not too fond of. Bike has too much chrome on it as it is. But since it's most cruiser windshields, they have those chrome strips on them to mount them. Well, this one's just a piece of plexi or whatever material that is, so it needed that extra strip on the front for more stability. See, next up we got some 2-inch up and 2-inch back risers. Stored behind these, there's not really a company out there that makes a riser for 1.25-inch bars that will fit this bike without hitting here or here. So this one guy near Raleigh, North Carolina makes these, and I guess he CNCs them there in his own shop and sends them off for quote-unquote coating. Well, I ordered these and I got the automated response, or the automated order confirmation, and that was the last I heard for about 20 days. I emailed the guy, never heard back. Finally called, and after about 15 calls I finally got through to him. And from the way I understood it, he waits until he has about 20 to 30 orders of these before he ever even starts to make them. He doesn't keep them on hand. He waits until he has a bunch of orders and then he makes them. So ended up being 28 days before I got these. When I got here, when I called, he said they were being sent off for coating that day. When they got here, I pulled them out of the package and they still smell like spray paint. So they're spray painted. The smallest little touch with any kind of metal chips the paint right off. He painted the inside of the clamp area, so before I scraped the paint out of there, my bars would slowly rock down in the heat, and I'd have to adjust them back up where they were before about once a week. And then the bolt that goes down here through the triple clamp is too narrow. The diameter of it is too narrow for the diameter of the hole in the triple clamp, so they move this one. At least this one hasn't moved yet. This one moves back and forth, and it's a very small movement, but by the time it gets way the hell up here, it's quite a bit off. So, and I've tried to call the guy back and emailed him several times and never got any kind of well, let me fix that for you from him. So don't ever do business with a place called Scoot Works, ever. Let's see what else we got here. I had this before. This is my iPhone mount, and this, I bought an iPod connector kit that plugs into some wiring that's pre-existing back in here. Well, I got this extension cable because it came with this the iPod connector kit came with this little foam block that sits inside that glove box, so you don't have your iPod banging around inside of there. Well, I've got an iPod, but I haven't used it in years. Got the iPhone that I take with me everywhere, so I bought this 30-foot or 3-foot extension cable to run from the glove box to up here, so I can plug this into my phone and I can listen to some tunes from my phone on my stereo. It actually even shows, I don't have it plugged in right now, but there where it says auxiliary, it shows Duff's iPhone and whatever's playing at the time. Got the highway pegs. They're the Longhorn offset pegs. Kuriokin, I think, is the brand of them. The Mustang Seat, a must-have if you ride as many miles as I do. It's got this backrest for me. You can adjust the forward-backward angle of the backrest. It'll adjust up and down too, but I've got it clamped down underneath there. And then I've got another one of these backrests in the saddlebag that goes in right here for the old lady. And you clamp it down with this. And I think about the only other thing, there's a place called PH Customs where I got these leather bag wraps. They're not real leather, but they feel it and they look it. Because I don't so much anymore, but when I first got the bike, I'd scuffed the bag a couple times with my boot getting on and off the bike. I wasn't used to having those hard bags back there. So I put those on there. They kind of improve the look a little bit in my opinion, and they're functional. They don't deter opening the bag at all, since the bag opens from the side. Just like that. I think that's about it. Probably next in line is either going to be some passenger floorboards for the old lady, or there's some auxiliary lights that fit into where these little louvers are, and these louvers are completely non-functional. They're just sitting there filling up with air, probably decreasing gas mileage. I don't know. Maybe it works like a hollow point bullet where enough air builds up in a pocket in there to where it makes it just as aerodynamic as if it were closed off. Couldn't tell you, but they're completely functionless. But the wiring's already back there for the auxiliary lights, and they come with a switch that mounts right here. And all the wiring, like I said, is pre-existing. No soldering or anything. It's all just connected up and go. I think that about sums it up. So I mentioned in a comment on somebody's video today that the reason I don't do the whole vlogging thing anymore is just kind of distracting to me. I'm never really had anything good worth talking about anyway, and it's, like I said, it's just distracting. So figure I'll come out in the garage and show off the bike a little more, since I hadn't done a video in a few months since I got the bike. It was the last video I did. And that about wraps this one up. So until next time, folks, Duff 8402 out of here.